The Space Coast Daily High School football game of the week is on the air. Tonight we come to you from Titusville High School, the land of the Terriers. And tonight we think a pretty good matchup as the Titusville Terriers with a record of 3-4 host the Merritt Island Mustangs with a record of 4-2. All right, J.C. Meyerholtz with you here on Space Coast Daily, along with Zach Clark. So Merritt Island has not played in 3 weeks. They started 1-2, but since then they've won 3 straight meetings, but they had what was the equivalence of a double bye because we were supposed to do the O'Galley Merritt Island game last week, and it did not work out because of the weather, some flooding in Merritt Island, and then the team had a bye the previous week. So their last game was a winning effort. They really had to work at this one to win this game. They traveled up to Jacksonville and beat Ed White 52-49. Quite a slugfest there. And the Mustangs rallied from a 16-point deficit in the last 7 minutes to win that game. Leah Miller, their outstanding kicker, had the game-winning field goal at the final gun to win it. So Merritt Island having a pretty good season. They are 4-2. For Titusville, so-so, 3-4 record. They split their first 4 games. Since then, they have lost 2 of their last 3. They had a bye last week. 2 weeks ago they played, and they squeaked out a 21-20 win over Melbourne Central Catholic. One guy for Titusville you got to keep an eye on tonight is a guy that wears 0, Tank Harvey. He had the game-winning touchdown on a 1-yard run in that win over MCC with just 22 seconds to go in the game. And Titusville, like Merritt Island, had a rally from a deficit. They were down 14-0 early, and they came back. Quarterback William Billingsley had an 11-yard touchdown pass to Harvey in that game, and Harvey also had another touchdown on a 5-yard run. So William Billingsley, their quarterback, a touchdown pass, and Harvey a touchdown run, 2 of them, including the game winner with 22 seconds to go. So again, we're at Al Wernicke Field. Talk a little bit about Al later, but it was about 45 years ago when he had his reign, and Titusville. This goes back to the early '80s. A couple of state championships and also a state runner-up during the Wernicke period. So not really surprised that this field is named after Al Wernicke. So 2 meetings in 2024. So interesting rivalry here. They met in the regular season. Titusville won the game over Merritt Island 17-14. And then they met in the first round of the playoffs, and the final score, once again, was Titusville 17 and Merritt Island 14. And Titusville had never beaten Merritt Island before those 2 wins last year. Merritt Island, the all-time series, won 17 consecutive games. But then Titusville got them at the right time last year. Again, October 18th and then November 15th in the playoffs. So Merritt Island is probably really looking forward to this game to see if they can get a little bit of revenge. Looks like we got a pretty nice night for a ball game. I do see some clouds over to the east and the west, but looks like we're going to get this game in with no problem. The lights are starting to take effect. The co-captains are about to go out for the opening coin toss. By the way, our officials tonight, referee Greg England, umpire Robert Ford, headlinesman John Scarpino. The line judge is Greg Cook. The field judge is Billy Damalia III. And the side judge is Clifford Lett. So the co-captains are going out to the field. And for Merritt Island, we got Jarvis Howell along with Ethan Holt. And we'll pick up the other 2 co-captains in a moment. Looks like number 80. That's, number 60. Number 60. Well, that's a good choice. Alex Schaefer, he starts along the offensive and defensive lines. And for Titusville, their co-captains, number 1, Kamari Jackson, very good player out of the backfield. Of course, their starting quarterback, William Billingsley, a good choice there for co-captain. And we have number 63, Gage Gunter. Good alliteration on that name. He's going to start at left guard. And number 5 is DJ Jenkins. He, in fact, starts, or actually he's a backup on offense, but he's a starting rover on defense. Let's see what the coin toss provides for us. Okay, Titusville won the toss, but like most teams too, they have deferred to the second half. So Merritt Island will start off on offense, and we'll be underway in just a few minutes. So again, looks like a nice night for a ball game. Very colorful in the field. You got the band in the field. Also, over to my right, the Merritt Island cheerleaders about to welcome in their Mustangs. And again, Titusville over to my left. So Merritt Island, again, road white. Looks like blue pants blue helmets and blue numbers on the white jerseys. And Titusville is going to be out in their home blue with white numbers. So we hope for a good game tonight. And here come the Merritt Island Mustangs. They come out to the field. So this will be the first Merritt Island road game that we have done this year. We have enjoyed the wonderful press box that they have in Merritt Island. It is just awesome. But tonight we're on the road with Merritt Island. But we're happy to be here at Titusville. And here come the Titusville Terriers. They get, as you expect, a big round of applause from their adoring crowd. You know, John Holmes was the head coach here for 3 years, and he led him the last 2 years to the playoffs. And one of the real famous names here in Titusville is the last name of Diesel, going back to Dan Diesel, the head coach, who I shook his hand just a few moments ago. He is a legendary figure here, and he never did win a state title, but he was the head coach here from 1991 to 2004, about a 15-year period, and now his son is taken over, that being Matt Diesel in his first year as head coach, and Matt Diesel has his brother, Scott, as the offensive line coach. So when you think about Titusville, you got to think about the legends of the Diesels. The Diesel family tree continues to go on. All right, both teams are coming out to the field, so Merritt Island is going to move right to left. Again, dressed out in home white, and Titusville from left to right. So again, Merritt Island will get the ball first. Their quarterback is Kevin Verpale. And let's see, teeing up the ball for Titusville is their kicker, Eli Russell. So on a Friday night here in Melbourne, midway through the month, of course the home stretch is coming up. Playoffs are going to start in about 3 weeks. And actually, you know what? This is Calvin Jorgensen. He does the kickoffs. Eli Russell does the extra points and field goals. So Russell, who doesn't get much time in the field, this is his moment to try and boom this one into the end zone. But this will be a short one, taken at about the 13-yard line. That is Rondé Monroe up to the 20, 25, and not a bad return. He returns it about 5 yards. I think we have a fumble. That seated Monroe's. He fumbled the ball, and Titusville has the football. And for Merritt Island, that really stings because they received the opening kickoff. They fumbled the ball. Titusville deferred to the second half, and now Titusville in a prime position to try and take this early lead. And, of course, they'll get the ball to start the second half as well. So Monroe not able to secure the ball, and Titusville has it. Again, their starting quarterback is William Billingsley. He wears number 6. In the backfield, very good player, Kamari Jackson. He had a 100-yard game against Vieira, 107 yards. He's got 609 yards from last year, 5.3 average and 3 touchdowns. No cumulative stats really available on Titusville. So they send Deion Bland out to the left along with William Billingsley's younger brother, Brian. They're split out to the left, 2 receivers to the right, a first down play from the 23. Option play, now Billingsley running for his life, and he has to get rid of it and throws it incomplete. So good pursuit there by Merritt Island. That was 24, Amari Hamilton, the sophomore, on the pursuit, and Billingsley simply had to get rid of it. It'll be a second down and 10. So again, Titusville coming in with a record of 3-4. Again, 2 weeks ago they beat Melbourne Central Catholic in a cliffhanger, 21-20, and again they had to come from a 14-0 deficit to win that game. So when you fall behind 14-0, especially in high school football, don't ever give up. You never know, you can come back. So second and 10 for Titusville from the Merritt Island 24. Once again, double receivers both sides, and it'll be a handoff. It goes to Jackson, and Jackson gets up over the 20 to about the 19-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 6. And it'll be a third down coming up as soon as they move the chain sticks. So again, Matt Diesel in his first year as Titusville's head coach, again following the legacy of his father, Dan. And again, he's got his brother on his coaching staff, so the Diesel reign continues. All right, double receivers out to the left and the right. This will be a third down and about 5 for Titusville from the Merritt Island 19-yard line. Billingsley might be calling it audible. He's got Jackson to his side. He throws a quick little pass out to the flat. It's caught by Bland, but he's going to be shy of the first down. He gained about 3. So let's see if Titusville decides to kick the field goal or whether they're going to go for this. It looks like they're going to send in the field goal team. So, again, Calvin Jorgensen did the kickoffs, but this should be Eli Russell on this field goal, although maybe they're going to go for it here. I mean, they sent in about 5 players, some new personnel, so I guess they are going to bypass the field goal and go for this. And really not much harm to go for it. It's the Merritt Island 18, so 4th down and 4 if they don't make it. You know, not too much is lost. Shotgun. That's Harvey in the shotgun. He has the first down, so good call by Matt Diesel, the head coach, as that was the direct snap, kind of a wildcat formation to Tank Harvey. His real name is Elijah, but he goes by Tank, and he's only a junior, and he's a very good player. He wears 0, but that's a good number for him, and he gets the first down. Again, we're going to have a raucous crowd out here at Titusville. The band is right below us. So again, Titusville trying to capitalize on the Monroe kickoff fumble. So they pick up their first down of the game, first down from the 13. So they can get a first down if they get to about the 3. Shotgun Billingsley, double receivers, both sides. And he'll hand it off once again to Jackson. Cuts it to the right slightly, and he'll gain a couple of yards. Gets up to the 9-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 3. And called about 2nd and 6. So they're just inside the 10-yard line. They're literally, I think, about the 9.5. So 9.5 for the touchdown. And call it about 7 for a first down. So they're in the driver's seat here. Again, they send Bland and Billingsley out to the left side. And a couple of receivers to the right side as well. So 2nd down and called about 5. Shotgun Billingsley back to pass. He's looking over the middle. And it's caught, and I think he's in the end zone. Yes, touchdown. So touchdown for Titusville. And they jump out to the 6-0 lead, and that was Tank Harvey on the reception. So call that about a 9-yard reception on the touchdown. So Titusville capitalizing on that Monroe fumble, and they lead at 6-0 with 9:11 to go in the first quarter. On for the extra point, Eli Russell. Signals being called. Long signal count on the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So timeout of the field, 9:11 to go in the first quarter. It is 7-0 in favor of Titusville. We'll take a break and be right back. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
All right, welcome back to Al Wernicke Field. So we're not even 3 minutes in, and Titusville capitalizing on the Merritt Island fumble off the kickoff. They lead it 7-0. So Calvin Jorgensen, who does exclusively kickoffs for the Terriers, already getting his second kickoff of the game. He is lining up his team. And they don't expect him to kick very deep because 2 of the Merritt Island players are, they're only about 30 yards away. So here comes the kickoff. Again, looks like a beautiful evening out here. The lights are starting to take full effect here at Wernicke Field. And Jorgensen puts his right leg into it. And this one is caught inside the 10-yard line. Up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 35. And called about he's still on his feet, up to the 40-yard line. And we got a late flag coming in. We'll have to check on that. Again, Greg England is going to be our referee. So that was about a 35-yard return on the kickoff, and let's see what the penalty is. Usually it's against the receiving team on the kickoff, but you never know. Greg England, our referee, is sorting things out. So this will be our first look at Merritt Island on offense. Again, their junior quarterback is Kevin Verpail Elaine Adams is their starting running back. And a personal foul against Merritt Island. So a pretty good kickoff return to the 38-yard line, but now the penalty is going to back them up somewhere around the 25-yard line. They put it down actually to the 23, so first down for Merritt Island from their own 23. Again, the receivers are Dontarius Robinson, Kamer Fielder, Keith Hamilton, Femi Howard, and Drew Sarver. They interchanged throughout the game. So first down for the Mustangs from their own 23. And Verpale will hand it off to Adams. And Adams doesn't get anywhere. We got another flag coming in. I'm not sure if Adams even got back to the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the Titusville defensive line, which we'll point out in a minute. But let's pick up the penalty again. And Greg England comes out of the crowd, and let's see what he says. Oh, looks like a face mask on Titusville. So Merritt Island got backed up by a penalty, and now a penalty on the Terriers. And that'll be an automatic first down, called a first down from the 27. Shotgun Verpale, double receivers out to the left. Looking into a five-man line. Play fake Verpale. He's looking over the middle, and he's got a receiver. It's caught. Wide open is Femi Howard. For Howard, that was his 13th catch of the year, and that is a big gain. Let's see, we're going to call it roughly about 35 yards. And I'll tell you, Howard was wide open, looked like a post pattern, and really nobody was near him. Actually, you know what? I misspoke. That was Drew Sarver, number 13. Howard is 18. All right. So first down from the 32 of Titusville. We got motion far side. It's Robinson. Handoff up the middle. And that was Adams, and Adams might have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him about a half a yard, so it's going to be second down at about 9.5. So again, 7-0 Titusville. We have exactly 8 minutes to go in this first quarter. Double receivers right and left. Adams just behind Verpale to the left. And handoff to Adams again. Adams will pick up some yardage here. Called about 4. As he gets up to the 28-yard line. Let's talk about the offensive line for Merritt Island. Joey Sonneberg is the center. Alex Schaefer, the left guard. Kevin Martinez Fontanez, the right guard. Left tackle is Andrew Metcalf, and the right tackle is Cameron Clements. Called a third down at 5 for the Mustangs. Oh, Titusville might have jumped. I didn't see any movement from the offensive line, and that is an offside on the Terriers, and I think that's going to give them a first down. Looks like it was about a 3rd and 5. And it is a first down. Boy, you hate to give a first down on a third down play because you jump off sides. So now a good look for Titusville. All right, so the Mustangs in pretty good position to try and tie this game. It'll be a first down from the Titusville 22. Double receivers over to the right. And Verpale will hand it off again to Adams. And Adams gets chunks of yardage. We got another flag coming in. I mean, we're not even midway through the first quarter. I think that's the 4th flag already combined with the two teams. So we'll have to check on this. More dirty laundry on the field. And, okay, a holding penalty on Merritt Island. So Merritt Island has a couple of penalties, and Titusville has the one in the offsides. So Merritt Island will be backed up as they put the ball at the 30-yard line. So it'll still be first down, but now they have to get to about the 10 for a first down. So it's 1st and 20 from the Titusville 30. Shotgun. There's a little screen pass out to the right. It's caught by Alex Hernandez, who had a pretty good year last year, but Adams has been the primary guy, but Hernandez with a nice catch, and he gets some of that yardage back. Looks like he might have gotten, he's a little bit shy of the original line of scrimmage. Called about a 7-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 13. So the Mustangs at the Titusville 24. Two receivers out to the right, including Dontarius Robinson. Shotgun Verpale with Adams to his left. Or actually, it's Hernandez. Verpale over the middle. Ball caught at the 10 and down to the 6-yard line. So that'll be about an 18-yard reception. Ball caught, and it'll be a first down. Deshaun Thomas is on the reception. All right, so the Mustangs in a prime position here to try and tie the game. It'll be first and goal from the 7. They'll send Femi Howard out to the far right side. And Verpail is actually lined up as a receiver. It's a direct snap up the middle, very close to the end zone. Is he in? No, he's pushed back. So that was a direct snap to Deshaun Thomas, as Verpail was actually lined up as a receiver, but they didn't throw it to him. But a good carry there out of the shotgun by Thomas, and Verpail's going to stay as a receiver here. So Thomas out of the shotgun. He'll try and get in again, and he's over the end zone, and it's a touchdown. So touchdown Merritt Island, and with an extra point, they could tie the game. So that was about a 3-yard run by Deshaun Thomas. So Liam Miller coming on for the extra point. So Merritt Island scoring about 4 minutes after Titusville scored. Signals being called. Left-footed kicker Miller with Verpail the holder. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So 5:25 to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 7, and let's take another break. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
We're at Titusville High School. J.C. Meyerholtz along with Zach Clark and also Nathan Quinter. All right. We are tied at 7. So Liam Miller, who converted the extra point, will have his first kickoff of the evening. Back receiving the kickoff, we have number 1, Kamari Jackson, number 21, Alex Christian. So you got Jackson to the near side to us, and then you got 21, Alex Christian on the far side. Christian, another good player. He could possibly break a long one. So kickoff by Miller is short. Christian at the 4-yard line, middle of the field. 15, 20, 25, 30. Still on his feet. Oh, he gets nailed from behind. Good thing he held on to the ball. That was actually Alex Hernandez on the tackle. So Christian give him a 26-yard return to the 30-yard line, and Titusville has the ball back. Again, we're tied at 7, 5:16 to go in the first quarter. You don't see many plays like that, a kickoff, and then somebody from behind catches you. So it's another good reason why you got to secure the ball in the kickoff, because you never think of anybody coming from behind to tackle you. It's usually a guy in front of you, and good job there. Good job there by Christian to hold on to the ball. All right, so the Titusville offense on the field. Deion Bland is split out to the left. We got triple receivers to the right. Shotgun Billingsley on first down from their own 30. Awaiting the snap. We got motion far side. It's Billingsley, his younger brother. There's a pitch play. Hot potato. Get the sour cream out. Unfortunately, he held on to the ball. That was Kamari Jackson. Bobbled it initially, secured it, but the Merritt Island defensive line came in to make the play. Let's take a look at that Merritt Island defensive line. You got Nathan Schaefer on one end. On the other end, it's Miami Coughlin. The two tackles are Caden Chumilewski and Alex Schaefer. So you got the Schaefer brothers on the defensive line. Linebacker William Bulati, also Jarvis Howell, Jonas Walters. Two corners are Zachary Olson and Devontae Peterson. Peterson, by the way, leads the team in interceptions with 4. And Kamari Fielder, along with Roman Mingo, rotating at free safety. So called a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Shotgun, ball thrown and caught up to the 35, and the man is finally taken down. So pass complete to Dion Bland. The Titusville crowd loves that. So a gain up to the 35, so called a 3rd down and 5 for Titusville from their own 35. Elliot Talia is the center. Gage Gunner and Nate Mosley are the 2 guards. Jeremy Priest and Kavion Walker are the 2 tackles. And again, an interspersal of receivers, including Harvey, Christian, and Bland. So a big play for Titusville. If they want to keep this drive alive, a 3rd and 5 from the 35. Double receivers right. Shotgun Billingsley. He'll go to the left side. Ball caught, but still battling for the first down, but he's going to be short by a couple of yards. And let's see, that was Bland who caught the ball. I don't know, do you go for it here? I mean, they went on a 4th down earlier, but they were deeper in Merritt Island's territory. I'd be kind of surprised if they go for it here. I mean, it's 4th and 3, and it's doable. But if you don't make it, you surrender the ball at their own 37-yard line. You put Merritt Island in a good position to drive it down the field. I don't see any indication of a punter here. The punter is Waylon Gardner, 33, and I don't see him out there. So, bit of a gamble here for Matt Diesel. He's going to go for it on 4th and 3 from his own 37. Shotgun Harvey, and Harvey up the middle, and he got it. A little bit of an extra effort, getting an extra yard, and he gets over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. So the gamble pays off for Matt Diesel, and the Titusville Terriers gain of 4. And the Terriers keep this drive alive. It'll be a first down. So again, Talia the center, the 2 guards, Gunter and Mosley, the 2 tackles, Priest and Walker. Just recapping that Titusville offensive line. They did a good job there to unleash the tank on the Merritt Island defensive line. 2:17 to go in the first quarter. Again, already we're tied at 7. Again, this final score last year, the 2 games that these 2 teams played was 17-14, both won by Titusville, one in the regular season and one in the first round of the playoffs. So first down from their own 42. And the handoff up the middle, and not much of a gain there. Kamari Jackson just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and looks like they're going to place the ball there, and it's going to be 2nd and 10. Actually, I think he lost about a half a yard. Call it 2nd and about 10 and a half. The Titusville band over to my right, playing up some tunes. Titusville cheerleaders right in front of me. Nice facility. Again, Al Wernicke Field. Again, he won some state titles. That was about 44 or 45 years ago, early 80s. And along with 2 state titles, a runner-up finish. That's a pretty good coaching career. Even if you don't do anything else, you win 2 state titles. Not bad at all. All right, call this 2nd down from the 42. 2nd down at about 10. Back to pass. Billingsley looking for somebody, and it's incomplete. Good coverage in that play by William Bulati, the inside linebacker. And the pass was incomplete to look like Kamari Jackson, although Dion Bland was also in the area. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Oh, I think we have a penalty. Oh, holding on Merritt Island. I didn't see the flag initially. Well, another penalty. We went without penalties for probably about 3 or 4 minutes, but they have resurfaced, and a defensive holding on Merritt Island, and they give Titusville a first down. So the Terriers in Mustang territory at the 48-yard line. So again, 2 receivers out to the right. Signals being called by Billingsley, shotgun. And it's an option play, and not much for Billingsley to pick up, but it looked like he got at least a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46-yard line. So called a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Terriers. He had the option of either handing off to Jackson or just taking it himself, and he decided to take it himself. And Billingsley looking toward the sideline for guidance from Matt Diesel, again in his first year. And I'll tell you, if he ever needs any advice on anything, he's got his brother and he's got his dad, Dan, who I had the pleasure of meeting before the game. All right, Deion Bland split out to the left. We got Harvey out to the right, part of the double receivers. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 47. Shotgun Billingsley back to pass, near side throw to Harvey. It is caught, and Harvey's still on his feet and slammed down at the 34-yard line. So that'll be a gain of about 11, and that'll be a Titusville first down. So nice slingshot pass there by Billingsley, finding Harvey right near his sideline. And that is the end of the first quarter. So when we come back, Titusville will be threatening to score at the Merritt Island 34. So we're tied at 7. You're watching the high school football game of the week here on Space Coast Daily.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day. And all at no charge, thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and take your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321-323-4460 today.
It's Titusville and Merritt Island tied at 7 as the teams switch sides of the field. So if you're just tuning in, Titusville in the home blue with white numbers going right to left. Merritt Island road white, black pants, moving left to right. But Titusville trying to get the go-ahead touchdown. It'll be a first down from the Mustang 34. Handoff Jackson up the middle. And with forward progress, give him about 3 yards before he's pushed back by that Merritt Island defensive line. Again, we got the Schaefer brothers. Number 40, Nathan. Number 60, Alex, along with 52, Chmielewski, and 90, Miami Coughlin. Good defensive line. And let's see. Looks like we got we don't have a timeout. Official checking on something. Again, Greg England is our referee. Robert Ford is our umpire. Again, John Scarpino, head linesman. Gary Kirk, line judge. Field judge Billy Damalia III, and Clifford Lett is the side judge. All right, so the Terriers, again, moving right to left in home blue. We'll have a second down, called 7 from the Mustang 31. Out to the far side is Harvey. You got Bland and Billingsley out to the left. So 2nd and 7, shotgun Billingsley. Jackson to his side. He will roll out left. He will throw it down the field toward the end zone. And it's incomplete. Intended for Deion Bland. Pretty good pass. Bland just could not haul it in. And good double coverage there by the Mustang defensive secondary, including number 1, William Bulati. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. So again, Bulati was back there along with one other Mustang. So for the Terriers, again, kind of out of field goal range here. I mean, if they kicked a field goal here, it'd be about a 49-yarder. So this could be 2-down territory. They might go for it again on 4th. It's called 3rd and 7 for Titusville from the Merritt Island 32. Once again, 2 receivers out to the left are Bland and Billingsley. Let's see if William Billingsley throws it to his brother Brian. They'll have a lot to talk about at the dinner table this week. All right, shotgun Billingsley. 2 receivers out to the left as well. Awaiting the snap. Here it is. Billingsley looking, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, and the man is going to be wrapped up and taken down. And with the interception, it's number 6, Kamar Fielder, who does a little bit of everything for this Merritt Island team. And so the Titusville drive is snuffed out, and Merritt Island is going to be taking over. Again, Kevin Verpail, their quarterback. Kevin has 1,551 yards passing, 104 completions out of 165 attempts. That's a good percentage, 63%. And the thing about Verpail, didn't rush for hardly any yardage as a rushing quarterback last year, but he's doing better this year in the rushing department, 167 yards, which doesn't sound like a lot for a quarterback, but for him it is. So he's become a little bit more of a running threat this year. So Verpail calling signals. It'll be a first down for the Mustangs from their own 23. Looking into a four-man line is Verpail. Double receivers to the left, handoff up the middle, goes to Adams. And I'll tell you, Adams, it seems like every game he gets between 20 and 30 carries. He is the heavy dose running back. Again, last year it was Alex Hernandez, and Hernandez will occasionally come in and spot Adams, but I mean, Adams, he gets a lot of carries. So he got one there, gain of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs from their own 27. It's a jet sweep by Sarver rather, and he is dropped for a loss. And that's going to be a loss of about 4. So Adams gained around 4, but on the end around, the jet sweep to Sarver, he loses about 4. So it's going to be third down coming up as they move the chain 6 back to the 25. So call third down and about 8. Maybe closer to 9. Double receivers out to the right for the Mustangs. Verpail looking. He throws it down the field, middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Femi Howard. A pretty good ball there by Verpail, but again, Howard was he was double teamed by a couple of Terriers. Tamarian Walker was one of them. So we're going to have our first punt of the evening. It'll be for Merritt Island, and it's going to be Liam Miller. So sometimes Miller and Verpail alternate on the punting. Miller's punted more than Verpail has, and so Miller is the man here. He's standing on his own 9-yard line. And back deep for Titusville is 23, Andrew Anderson. Signal's being called. And here's the left-footed punt. Not a very long kick, but a very high kick. Good elevation on that kick, and he gets about a 5-yard bounce. Again, the line of scrimmage was the 24. So not a bad kick. That's about a 37-yard kick by Liam Miller. No return for the Terriers, but they'll have pretty good field position at about their 40-yard line. We've got 9:44 to go in the first half. So scoreless second quarter so far. Again, both teams scored about the midway point of the first quarter. It was Titusville scoring first about 3 minutes in, and then about 5 minutes later, Merritt Island tying it. And again, we are knotted up at 7. Again, Merritt Island coming in at 4-2. Again, Titusville trying to get to the 500 mark. They are 3-4. So the Terriers line up. First down from their own 39. Shotgun, Billingsley. He will hand it off to Jackson. Went left, cut up the middle, and still on his feet. But I'll tell you, the running backs in Brevard County, man, I've noticed this in the broadcasts. Some of these running backs are just so hard to bring down. They just keep churning those legs. And I think you got to grab the legs a little bit more, because if you grab up high, they're just going to keep running, and getting 3 or 4 extra yards. So good effort by Jackson. Called a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 for Titusville. They sent Harvey out to the far right side. Again, he wears 0. So 2nd and 5 for the Terriers from their own 44. Billingsley will hand it off to Jackson again, and Jackson, very little yardage, maybe a yard. Oh, we got a late flag coming in. We'll have to check on that. I don't think it was a face mask. I don't think it was on the with the ball carrier getting on the receiving end. So again, Greg Eaglin, our referee, sorting things out, but it's been a little bit of a penalty-infested game so far. Oh, it's a false start on Titusville. So evidently that play really did not exist, and the Terriers are going to be backed up. They're going to be backed up 5 yards, so it's going to be a second down from their own 39. it'll be 2nd and 10 for the 39. So again, festive atmosphere out here. Got the cheerleaders, we got some other people, and we got the band, of course. Merritt Island band is also here at the far side of the field. Good Merritt Island crowd. They love their Mustangs. Not a far trip, really. All right, 2nd and 10, showing blitz is Merritt Island. Back to pass, Billingsley throws, and it's complete at midfield, up to the 50 and to the 43-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 18. And the ball caught by Tank Harvey, or I think it was Tank Harvey. Jackson kind of came around too. But in any event, a first down for Titusville. So again, both teams so far have been plagued by turnovers. Let's see if Titusville can finish this drive. The last few drives, we've had fumbles and interceptions. So the Terriers will have a first down from the Mustang 44. And Titusville actually does something real traditional, like in the 50s and 60s. They actually do go back and huddle. We don't see a lot of that anymore. I mean, you've got the no-huddle offense, but usually the players will just stand up there and look at things, but they actually do huddle. All right, Billingsley swings it out. It's complete. Up to the 40. It's Harvey once again. And Harvey is still on his feet. It looks like rugby out there once again. And there's a late flag. You know, I don't want to be critical of the officials, but sooner or later, just call the play dead. You don't want players to get hurt. And then they throw a flag in. I mean, if you got 6 guys on a guy, just call it dead. Don't want anybody to get hurt. This could be a personal foul on Merritt Island. I'm just guessing. Greg England with a call. That's a personal foul on Merritt Island. I think that's kind of unfair. But anyway, we'll move on. I could not officiate high school football. It's a very difficult game. Usually in high school, you have 1 or 2 less officials than, say, the college and the NFL level, so they have to see a lot of things. But this is going to be a huge penalty, and the Terriers are going to get an automatic first down. Ball's going to be on about the 17. Call it the 18. So, first down, it'll be for Titusville from the 18, so they can get a first down if they get to about the 8. Otherwise, they're 18 yards away from pay dirt. Double receivers out to the right and to the left. Billingsley shotgun. Looks like DJ Jenkins is the running back. And Jenkins will get it up the middle, and no dice. And who's in on the tackle for Merritt Island? He's one of the best players in the county. That is Jarvis Howell. That is his 81st tackle of the year. He leads his team, and he's probably up there in the in Brevard County high school football for number of tackles. He's probably going to get up to 100 before the end of the year. I mean, what do they have, 2 or 3 more games left? They average about 7 or 8 tackles. He'll get over 100. All right, one of the big guys for Titusville checks in, number 60. You know what, folks? We got a mystery player. Number 60 checks in. All right, Harvey split out to the right. So it'll be a second down play from the 18. Billingsley rolls out left, has some time, throws it out to the near sideline, and it's caught out of bounds. Ball caught by Brian Billingsley. You just knew the Billingsley brothers were going to get hooked up. So they do here. So the Billingsley family, you know, they're very happy when they see that. So older brother William throws it to younger brother Brian, the senior to the sophomore. Not quite enough for a first down, but they're in pretty good shape here. It'll be a 3rd down and 3 for the Terriers from the 10-yard line. 6:31, the clock stopped in the second quarter. We are tied at 7. So good ball game so far here at Al Wernicke Field. So shotgun, 2nd and 3 from about the 10. And handoff Jackson. Is he going to get there? He's very close. He's pushed back a little bit. He's going to be shy. He's going to be shy by a couple of yards. Well, if you're Titusville, I would think you're probably going to go for this, but let's see. Waylon Gardner checks in, but he's the punter. If it's a kicker, it's going to be Eli Russell, but I mean, Titusville's gone for 1 4th down at least, and they made it. And, yeah, they're going to go for it there. So, 4th and 9 for a touchdown, 4th and about 2 for a first down. Titusville crowd rising their feet. Shotgun is Harvey, and Let's see, do we have a timeout? We got a timeout, Merritt Island, so a timeout in the field. Why don't we keep it here? I want to mention our sponsors, Erdman Automotive, the Red Zone. That is sponsored by Erdman. We appreciate everything he does. Just a blessing for high school football in Brevard County. Also, our thanks to Health First, All Points, Forever Young of Merritt Island, and also our good friends, the Titans of Eastern Florida State. Again, J.C. Meyerholtz with Zach Clark. And again, Nathan Quinter is here to help us out as well. So, again, a timeout of the field. Let's look ahead at next week. Titusville, it's going to be at Palm Bay next week. Palm Bay having a difficult season. Merritt Island will make a trip to Tampa and take on Carrollwood Day. So that'll be a nice 2-hour bus ride, maybe 2.5 hours to Tampa, depending on what part of Tampa they're going to. And I don't think they'll have to go over the Howard Franklin Bridge. That would be St. Petersburg. But they better get on the road by about 2 o'clock and hit all that wonderful traffic on I-4. All right, so the Terriers, 4th and about 2 for a touchdown. And it goes to Harvey, and I don't think he made it. But he's trying to push forward. It's the Titusville version of the tush push. And let's see. Did he make it or did he not? Boy, I do not like the tush push. I wish they'd ban it from the NFL. It's not football, folks. I'm sorry. Just my opinion. And let's see. It's a first down. Well, it worked for the Terriers as they convert their second 4th down of the evening. 5:37 to go, and looks like we got a timeout of the field. Let's take a break. 5:37 to go in the first half. We're tied at 7. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily, the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and take your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321-323.
All right, we are back. It's a 1st and goal from the 6 for the Terriers. They look to take their second lead of the game. So Merritt Island has to tighten up defensively here and try and stop the Terriers. 1st and goal again from about the 5. And now it's Jackson in the shotgun, trying to find a hole. He is close to the end zone. Is he in? What do we got? No signal yet. I don't think he made it, but he's very, very close. Call it about a 4-yard run. And they're looks like they're inside the 1-yard line. So Titusville, certainly 4-down territory. They have 3 chances to make about a yard here. So 2nd and goal from about the 1 or even further in. And into the end zone is Kamari Jackson for the touchdown. So Jackson scores, and that gives Titusville their second lead of the game. It comes with 4:37 to go in the first half. And it's 13-7 in favor of Titusville, with the extra point coming up by Eli Russell. So again, extra point coming up. Eli Russell trying to convert his second extra point of the game. Right-footed kicker, soccer style. We never see those straight-on kickers anymore. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Titusville crowd is alive. Their Terriers lead it 14-7. We will take a break and be back for the Titusville kickoff. You're watching the high school football game of the week at Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay.
All right, welcome back to Al Wernicke Field. Again, legendary coach for Titusville in the early 80s. Boy, 45 years ago, long time ago. What was I doing in the early 80s? I was at Stetson University, and I transferred to UCF as about a 21-year-old. So again, 2 state titles for Wernicke early 80s and also a state runner-up. Titusville hoping to get back to that level sometime in this decade. But they lead here 14-7 over Merritt Island. Well, again, they don't expect the kickoff person, Calvin Jorgensen, to kick this very deep because 2 Merritt Island players, I assume that's Monroe out there. Well, now they back up a little bit, okay. But still, they're at about the 13-yard line. They're not back deep. Here's Jorgensen with a kickoff. And it's a line drive kick. It'll be taken about the 7-yard line. Up to the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30. A pretty good return there. We'll call it about a 20-yard return. That was number 3, not a guy I mentioned a lot, Keith Hamilton, on the kickoff return. So the Mustangs will take over. Let's see, 1 timeout was used. You know, Merritt Island used it. So the Mustangs, with 4:30 to go in the first half, should have 2 timeouts at their disposal here. So Merritt Island will line up. Again, road white uniforms, moving left to right. On your video screen, they're going to send Femi Howard out wide right. 2 other receivers out to the wide left. So first down for Merritt Island from their own 26. We got motion far side by Thomas. Verpale slings it out. Thomas with the catch. Thomas with a good gain. Called a gain of about 8 to the 36-yard line. Actually, I think you could put it down to 35. I think I might have heard that we have a penalty on the play. We will double check. I did not see the flag, but it could have been on the far side, and there's something brewing out there. Greg Eagling consulting with one of his members of this officiating staff, and he takes the slow walk toward us, and what do we got? Personal foul, Titusville. That helps the Mustangs. So they'll get an automatic first down out of this, and they move closer into Terrier territory. You know, again, the personal fouls of the killers, those are 15 yards. You just can't do that. I mean, holding's only 10, offside is only 5. You can almost live with those, but just like that, Merritt Island is at midfield, a first down from their own 49. Ball slung out, caught, and that'll be a gain of about 6. And let's see, ball is caught by Drew Sarver. No, Sarver came in with 17 catches for the year. I think he's got a couple tonight, so he's up near 19 or 20 catches for the year. All right, called a 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs. So the Terrier 44, handoff the middle, Adams. He's had a bunch of carries tonight, although not much lately, but he bulldozes his way up to the 36-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 9, more than enough for a Mustang first down. Again, we're keeping an eye on the clock. Stopped momentarily to move the chain sticks. 3:44 to go. It'll start up here in a second. But the Mustangs trying to score again. And we got a timeout for Titusville. So the wheels are turning with both coaches. So we'll keep it out here. Again, Merritt Island brought their band. And, of course, Titusville has their band. So I think we'll have the battle of the bands at halftime. So, again, a festive activity. The other game that we're doing here at Space Coast Daily, the Village's Charter at Cocoa. And evidently the Village's Charter is doing very well. So, you know, again, Cocoa, I mean, they've won 3 straight titles. This year they're actually struggling a little bit. They're showing that they're human. And, okay, we got an update on that. 6-0 Cocoa, second quarter. So the Village's Charter making at least a 2.5 hour trip over here and trying to upset Cocoa. So we'll keep an eye on that game. Again, we got our crew over there doing the game. All right, the Titusville crowd coming alive for their defense. First down play. Fake by Verpale. Throws it down the field. And it's incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Thomas. I thought he had it, but it slipped out of his hands. Good coverage by Titusville. And boy, I'm going to call this guy a lot tonight. Tank Harvey, number 0. I wonder where he wears 0. He should have a better number, but maybe 0 means don't allow any completions. Could be. So good job by Harvey there. And it'll be a second down and 10 for Merritt Island from the Titusville 35. Clock stopped on the incompletion. 3:31 to go in the half. Again, 14-7 in favor of Titusville. So Merritt Island trying to tie this game up for the second time. Alex Hernandez back in at running back in place of Adams. He is alongside Verpale. And Hernandez will get it around the left side. Pretty good gain. He'll gain about 4 up to the 32. So call that a gain of about 3. And that's going to bring up a big third down here for the Mustangs. Called third down and about 7. 3:10 to go in the half. Mustangs would like to try and take their time and score, but the most important thing is trying to score. But try not to give Titusville any time to rebound here in the first half. Triple receivers out to the right, including the inside slot man, Thomas. Verpale back to pass. Steps up the pocket. He will run it up to the 30, the 25, the 20, and down to the 17-yard line, and that will be a first down. That'll be a gain of about 15, and as I mentioned about Verpale, very little rushing yardage last year. He had only 39 yards rushing the entire year. He has done a lot better this year. He is close to 200 yards cumulative rushing. So he is using his legs better this year. First down play. Handoff Adams back in the game, and Adams barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. Good play there by the defensive line of the Terriers. Haven't talked about them yet. You got Bill Jefferson and Waylon Garter, the 2 defensive ends. You got Diego Collins and Lonnie DeYonks. D-E-Y-O-U-N-K-S. DeYonks. I love that name. First name Lonnie. Okay, shotgun. Verpale has plenty of time. He will run it. Will he throw it? He throws it, and he throws it into Never Never Land. We got a flag down. I think he was throwing out to the Land of Oz. Nobody was out there, not even the Wicked Witch. So let's see what we have. We got 2 flags down. Could we have 2 different penalties here? Because the flags are quite far apart. I think ineligible man. Greg England kind of tapped the top of his head. It's not a 24-second violation. That would be basketball. I think it was an ineligible man downfield, so they'll mark off 1 penalty here because there are 2 flags on the field. I think maybe for 2 different things. Okay, ineligible man, Merritt Island. It's going to be denied or refused by Titusville. They don't want to give Merritt Island an extra down, so it's going to be third down at about 9, and we got a timeout for Titusville. Why don't we take a timeout on the field? 1:57 to go in the half. Good one here at Al Wernicke Field. 14-7 Titusville. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
All right, welcome back here to Al Wernicke Field. 14-7 in favor of Titusville, but Merritt Island is on the move as the ball's at the 15-yard line. A big play coming up here. They're definitely in Liam Miller's range. So they could kick a field goal here instead of going for it on 4th down. Right now it would be about a 37-yard attempt. So we'll see what happens. Verpale shotgun as the Titusville crowd is getting loud and proud. Back to pass. Verpale throws, and it's incomplete, I think. I didn't see a signal anywhere. Yeah, it looks like it's incomplete. Titusville player getting up slowly, but he is up. And that is number 7, Bill Jefferson. So glad he's okay. All right, 4th down play. So if they kick the field goal, it would be, I think, about a 32-yard attempt. And again, Liam Miller is almost automatic. Let's see. He's got 6 field goals this year. He is 6 for 8. His longest is from 42 yards. And let's see. They are lining up. Well, no. They're going to. Oh, they are lining up for the field goal. Okay. So this will be a 32-yard attempt by Miller. Verpail's the holder. The kick is up. It's a line drive, and it ain't pretty, but it's through. You got to love those line drive kicks. If they do the job, they're ugly, but they're still good. All right, timeout of the field, 1:47 to go in the first half, and that cuts the Titusville lead to 14-10. We'll keep it out here on the timeout. We'll catch up on our sponsors at halftime. In fact, let me give these great sponsors that make this broadcast possible. Again, Erdman Automotive, the Red Zone, also Health First. Our thanks to All Points, Forever Young. I love that Rod Stewart song, but this is Forever Young of Merritt Island, and Eastern Florida State, the Titans. So again, beautiful night for a football game, and we're you know what? Today is the anniversary of the San Francisco earthquake, the 1989 World Series. I was living out in California, cooking a steak. I had Al Michaels on with Tim McCarver, and I was going in and out checking on my steak. And then the earthquake happened, and Al Michaels said, "Oh, you know, I think we're having an earthquake," and then the TV went dead. But we found out later everybody was okay. My sister has been living in Northern California for about 50 years, and fortunately she was okay. But Buck Helm was on the Bay Bridge, and he did not survive. That was a name that got a lot of run. So anyway, San Francisco Bay Area earthquake, 1989. So that was quite a few years ago, about 36 years. Anyway, kickoff here, Miller from his own 40. And it's kind of a pooch kick. I guess it's called an onside kick. It's a loose ball. And let's see, does Merritt Island have it? I'm not quite sure why they would do that. Okay, I don't see a signal yet, but I think Merritt Island has it. It's Mystery Theater, folks. I think Merritt Island has it. Be nice if the officials would signify this. They're going to talk about it a little bit. So 1:43 to go in the first half. Let's see what we got. We don't have replay yet in high school football, do we? I mean, you need the camera angles. That's an expense for the school. Okay, evidently Merritt Island has the ball. We finally got the signal from the head referee, Greg England. So I'm not sure why Merritt Island decided to do the onside kick, but it worked. And now with 1:43 to go, and I think 2 timeouts, trailing 14-10, Merritt Island has the ball just shy of midfield. So first down play for midfield. Verpail play fakes it to Adams. He is standing tall in the pocket, looking like the Statue of Liberty. He will run it 50, 45, and out of bounds. He almost knocks over a gentleman, but that guy's okay. Just somebody standing on the sideline. Hello, how are you? So nice run by Verpail. Again, not something he did a year ago. 39 net yards last year. Right now with that run, he's probably up to cumulative 200 for the season. Well, I'll tell you, when you have a quarterback who can run, I mean, that just adds an extra dimension. It seems like most quarterbacks can run a little bit these days. Bring back memories of Fran Tarkenton and Roger Staubach about 50 years ago. Anyway, second down and 4 for Merritt Island from the Titusville 44. Long signal count. We might have a delay here. Oh, we got a false start. Well, that's still bad on Merritt Island. They'll be backed up 5 yards. So 1:34 to go. And I think the Mustangs have at least 1 timeout. They might have 2 remaining. They don't show it on the scoreboard, and sometimes we forget up here. All right, so the ball back to the 49-yard line. They have to get to the 40, so it'll be 2nd and 9 for Merritt Island from the Titusville 49. Back to pass for Pale. Looking near side. Ball caught And out of bounds goes to Sean Thomas, and that'll be a first down. Gain on the play is about 14. Well, I'll tell you, Merritt Island, they have such talented receivers. You got Howard, you got Sarver, you got Thomas, you got Robinson, you got Fielder. Hamilton doesn't catch a lot of passes, only 5 for the year. But those other guys, they get a fair number of catches. First down for Merritt Island from the Titusville 35. Verpale throws it, it's complete. It's Adams, who doesn't catch a lot of balls, but he catches it here. Gain of 7 up to the 28. Again, keeping an eye on that clock, 1:15 to go. So if the Mustangs play this well, they'll get a touchdown and not leave Titusville any time to respond. Keep in mind, Titusville will get the ball to start the second half. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Play fake, Verpale throws it. It's complete and out of bounds. That is Dontarius Robinson. I think that's his first catch of the night. Haven't called his name yet, I don't recall. So Robinson with the catch. That is his 25th catch of the year. And that'll be a Merritt Island first down. Clock stopped with 57 seconds to go as Robinson went out of bounds, so plenty of time here for Verpale to get the information from Tyler Murray, the head coach of the Mustangs. So Femi Howard is all alone on the right side, split out wide to the right. First down play from the 21. Motion near side at Sarver. Back to pass is Verpale. Here comes the rush. He steps up. He will run it to 15 and down to about the 11-yard line. Did he get out of bounds to stop the clock? Looks like he did 47 seconds ago. He might have gotten the first down. And we got a timeout, Merritt Island. So we have a lot going on. 47 seconds to go. All right, we'll keep it out here on the timeout. Again, Cocoa is leading Villages Charter. Last check, 6-0. And that's actually a district game. The Villages Charter and Cocoa. I mean, about 2.5 hours away. You know, some of these road trips are getting a lot longer for some of these teams. You know, teams out of Brevard County, part of some of the Brevard County football district, districts. So, you know, you got to check on that every year. There's always a lot of realignment. You know, enrollment goes down at some schools, enrollment goes up, the classifications change, and sometimes the district opponents change. Well, again, if you didn't hear, November 4th is the rescheduling of what will be a very important game for Merritt Island as they're going to play O'Galley. That's going to be on a Tuesday night. Tuesday night high school football, nothing like it. But that's the game that has to be played. And that's when that one will be, and we should have coverage of that. But right now, it's a 2nd and 3 for Merritt Island from the Titusville 13. Again, the Mustangs trail at 14-10. Back to pass for Pale, looking toward the end zone. And is there a flag? I guess not. Good coverage there. Pass intended for Thomas and good one-on-one coverage. And that was number 12. Not Pee Wee Herman, but Pee Wee Fletcher. And not Pee Wee Reese. Any other Pee Wees out there? I mean, I remember those two. Yeah. Oh, Pee Wee football, yeah. All right, 42 seconds to go. So I'll tell you, this has been a good ball game so far. We could do without the penalties, but it's been back and forth. And it's 14-10 in favor of Titusville. Merritt Island will have a 3rd down and about 3. The ball's placed down at the 12, and, you know, we got another timeout. So I'll tell you, I got to credit both teams. Other than one timeout that was used a little bit early in the game, everybody's kind of saved their timeouts, and Titusville takes one here. I mean, that's a good one to use. 42 seconds to go. The timeouts don't carry over the second half, so you might as well use it if you think it's a critical juncture of the game. So again, looks like we'll have the Battle of the Bands at halftime. I got the Merritt Island band over on the far side of the field, diagonal to the left, and then diagonal to the right. Well, I'll tell you, Titusville looks very handsome in those outfits, kind of white and blue. Looking very classy from afar, as is the Merritt Island band. Well, again, a Merritt Island road game. We're happy to be here, and I have never been to Titusville High. Able to find the field right off of US 1. Okay, even I couldn't miss it. So want to thank Mr. Burley, the AD for Titusville, for the accommodations. Also Matt Diesel for his time on the phone a few nights ago. All right, 3rd down and 3 from about the 12-yard line. Back to pass for Pale. Steps up in the pocket. He'll run it. He'll have the first down. He gets clobbered as he kind of went into the slide. No flag. I mean, sometimes it's tough to stop your momentum if you're a defender, so no flag necessary. Clock stopped momentarily to move the chain sticks. We're down to 1/2 of a minute left. So they have to look for the end zone here. Really can't run the ball. The clock could run out. Verpail shotgun. He does have Hernandez right next to him. Verpail looking toward the end zone. It's incomplete. Nice coverage there by the Terriers. And that looks like Deshaun Thomas again on the attempted reception, but incomplete. Second down, that does stop the clock. So it's going to be second and goal from the 5. Second and goal from the 5. I mean, they could get 3 plays in here if they could throw 3 quick passes if it's necessary. Second and goal from the 5. Merritt Island trying to take the lead here. And this would be their first lead of the game. Back to pass for Verpail. Is he going to run it? He will run it. He might throw it. He throws it, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Femi Howard. There's still 8 seconds to go in the half. It looked like a ball that probably should have been caught by Howard. Pretty good coverage there by Titusville. So this is definitely, they could possibly try and kick a field goal. So they'll get 1 play in, 8 seconds to go, third and goal from the 5. Miller's a really good kicker. If you don't make it here, I say kick the field goal, but we'll see what happens. So third and goal for the 5. Hernandez alongside Verpail. Double receivers to the right. 2 to the left, including Thomas. Titusville crowd making a lot of noise. Verpail will throw it, and it's what? Is it caught? Wow, touchdown. Tiptoeing through the tulips on the back line. Dontarius Robinson, his second catch of the night. And I guess he got both feet down. You only need 1 in high school and college. So what a catch by Robinson. And the Mustangs score with 2 seconds to go in the half. Boy, they could not have planned that any more beautifully. And Liam Miller will come on for the extra point. And for the Mustangs, they take their first lead of the evening. 16-14, and again, Miller on for the extra point. I don't want to jinx him, but he's 26 for 26 on the year, and I did not jinx him. He is 27 for 27, so he is Mr. Automatic. So 2 seconds to go in the half, so we'll have the kickoff here, and that will probably end the first half. We'll keep it out here. We'll catch up on our breaks at halftime. So back and forth game, and look at that score, 17-14. What does that remind me of? Well, the 2 games last year ended up with Titusville on top, 17-14. Isn't that funny? Merritt Island leads it at halftime, assuming there's no more scoring in 2 seconds, 17-14. I don't know what it is about that 17-14 score, but that's the kind of games that these 2 teams play. I mean, I'd be shocked if there's a scoreless second half and it ends up 17-14 again. All right, so Miller will kick off from his own 40. I mean, I guess he could probably try an onside kick and the clock would run out, but I look more for kind of a squib kick here. And you know what? He puts the ball flat on the ground, doesn't use a tee. So I think he's going to send a roller here. Again, Miller, really one of the best kickers in the county. So 27 for 27 on extra points. And he's now 7 for 9 on field goals with a field goal early in the game. There's a ground ball picked up to the 40. All you have to do is tackle the guy and the Mustangs. So there's a pitch play to Jackson, and Jackson goes out of bounds. Well, that was interesting. Hey, if you're going to pitch a ball to anybody, pitch it to Kamari Jackson. He's got a lot of great speed, and he probably gained about 10 yards but ran out of real estate, and the half is over. So that was a very entertaining first half. A few too many penalties. Let's see, do we have a – I don't think we have a penalty here, the officials. Well, let's see. Oh, illegal forward pass. Okay, well, that'll end the half anyway. But so that'll do it for the first half. It is 17-14 in favor of Merritt Island. So we'll take a break and be back a little bit later on for the second half. You're watching the high school football game of the week at Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Is your band ready? March 27, begin our halftime performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause. Merritt Island Mustang Band. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're forming in Titusville High School. Hear your sound. Titusville High School. You may now begin your show.
What's going on up here? You guys are too laid back. Jack, don't take it away. We want to shake it. All right, so you're gonna shake it. All right. You'll have to need to work on it. All right. Hey, keep it young. They're hoping, keep it pumping. All right.
All right, welcome back to Al Wernicke Field on the campus of Titusville High School. J.C. Meyerholtz along with Zach Clark and Nathan Quinter. Great job by both of the high school bands tonight. Merritt Island went first. Titusville went second. They are marching off the field, and we'll have the second half of this game coming up in just a few minutes. And again, the halftime score is Merritt Island 17 and Titusville 14. And I know I've said this a few times. I'll say it again. That was the final score when both teams met last year during the regular season, and then they had a playoff encounter, and it was Titusville that won both games 17-14. So we'll have to see how this one turns out. Didn't take very long for the scoring to start in this one. The two teams were tied at 7-7 at the end of the first quarter, so not even 3 minutes in, 9:11 to go, Titusville scored. It was Billingsley to Harvey on a 9-yard touchdown reception. Extra point good by Miller, 7-0 Titusville. And then about 4 minutes later, Thomas on a 3-yard touchdown run for Merritt Island. Extra point was good by Miller, and the first quarter again tied at 7-7. Then in the second quarter, some more scoring. It was Titusville scoring. Jackson, a 1-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good, 14-7. And then Liam Miller had a 32-yard field goal. And that put Merritt Island back on the scoreboard. And then Merritt Island scored again with just 2 seconds to go in the first half, and that was Verpale to Robinson on a 5-yard touchdown hookup for Robinson, his 7th touchdown pass or second touchdown reception of the year. And then Thomas in the first quarter for Merritt Island, his 5th touchdown on that 3-yard touchdown run. So both coaches could probably do without the penalties, but otherwise we have a pretty good game here. Again, Merritt Island 5-2, Titusville 3-4. Again, both teams did not play last week. Again, Merritt Island had the postponement of their scheduled game against O'Galley because of some flooding in Brevard County near the Merritt Island area. And again, for Merritt Island, they had a bye the previous week. So again, they haven't played in 3 weeks, but playing a pretty good game tonight. Again, they beat Ed White and Jacksonville 52-49 3 weeks ago. And then Titusville actually had a bye last week, played 2 weeks ago, beat Melbourne Central Catholic 21-20. So both teams have had plenty of rest. Of course, they've been practicing the last few weeks. And good ball game, and maybe, the penalties. Maybe that's because of the time off, a little bit of sloppiness there. But we're looking forward here to the second half. Again, Titusville won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will receive the second half kickoff. And again, a reminder, next week for Titusville, they're going to be making the bit of a trip down to Palm Bay. It'll probably be about a 45-minute trip or so. They'll play at Palm Bay next week. And Merritt Island will have a little longer road trip next week, probably 2.5 hours over to Tampa. They're going to take on Carrollwood Day. Pretty good program there over in Tampa. Then they're going to close out their season at Vieira, Merritt Island at Vieira. That should be a pretty good matchup. And then for Titusville, they will have the annual Civil War with Astronaut. And Titusville will host that game on the 30th. And you know what? That'll actually be that's a game that maybe we should cover. That'll be a Thursday night affair. So let's talk about the Palm Bay Fair. It's taking place October 17th through the 26th. So today is day one of the fair. Let's see. Sponsored by Space Coast Harley Davidson. $2 Tuesdays, $5 off unlimited rides Monday through Thursday. And free buy one gate admission, get one free. So a bunch going on at the Space Coast State Fair. The 40th annual event. Well, that's another fair. October 3rd. Well, we got a lot of fairs going on. October 30th through November 16th for the Space Coast Fair. Okay, so if you're into the cotton candy and all the carnival rides, make note of those two separate events. All right, here we go. It'll be Liam Miller kicking off for Merritt Island. Back deep for Titusville, we've got Alex Christian, who had a nice kickoff return in the first half, and also Kamari Jackson. They're both standing in the vicinity of their 15 to 20-yard line. Well, again, Miller's got a good foot. He could certainly get this into the end zone. Let's see what happens. So it's going to be a short kick. Taken to the far side, it's Christian at his 19. Cuts it up middle of the field, 25-30, 35-40, and another great return by Christensen from the 19-yard line to, we'll see where they spot the ball, but 20-plus yard return for Christian. So that'll put Titusville in good field position as they start this second half. Again, it's 17-14, Merritt Island. Just underway in the second half, 6 seconds in. So they'll spot it at the 41. Again, William Billingsley, the senior quarterback. Again, we got Kamari Jackson in the backfield. His backup is DJ Jenkins. Again, Tank Harvey, one of the primary receivers, along with Alex Christian and Dion Bland. Again, we'll talk about the offensive line in a moment. But for Titusville, a first down from their own 41. Triple receivers out to the left, and we've got some whistles. I don't see a flag. Again, Greg England is our referee, so just resetting things, and here we go. First down for the Terriers from their own 41. Looking to a 4-man line. Handoff up the middle, and that'll be a first down. That'll be a gain of about 14. And that is Kamari Jackson on the run. So on the first play from scrimmage for the Terriers in the third quarter, already a first down. So first down for Titusville from the Mustang 45. Again, their offensive line, Elliot Talia is the center, the left guard Gage Gunner, the right guard Nate Mosley. Left tackle is Jeremy Priest, the right tackle is Kavion Walker. Looking into a 3-man line is Billingsley, first down from the Mustang 45. Handoff Jackson around the left side, up to the 40, the 35, the 30. And that'll be another 16-yard run by Kamari Jackson, who's probably getting over the 100-yard mark at about this time. He has had some nice runs tonight. He is a senior. He could be playing some college ball next year. I think somebody could use him. Good speed. Uh-oh, are they bringing the play back? Do we have a penalty? I think we do. So nice run by Jackson, but forget about it. And this penalty is going to go against Titusville. I did not see a signal, though. Okay, well, it's first down and 20. So if Greg England made the signal, I did not see it. But it doesn't matter. Penalty Titusville, first down and 20 from their own 45. So again, penalties from time to time have hurt both clubs. Harvey is split out to the right side for the Terriers. Slot receiver as well. Running back is Jackson to the right of Billingsley. Again, first down and 20 from the 45. Shotgun Billingsley, back to pass. He is looking left. He throws. It's complete at the 49, up to the 40, the 35, the 30, and down to about the 22-yard line. And that'll be a first down. And that'll be a gain of about 33. And I think it was Tank Harvey on the reception, number 0. Or it might have been 3, Dion Bland, either one. I wasn't able to see. But anyway, another first down for Titusville. So we're a minute and a half into the third quarter, and already the Terriers have 2 first downs in this third quarter. So it'll be a first down for Titusville from the Mustang 22-yard line. So Titusville's trying to take their third lead of the game. This game has kind of gone back and forth a little bit. They'll send Harvey out to the far right side, and it's Bland to the left side. First down play, handoff up the middle, Jackson. Short gain, looks like they're going to give him 2 up to the 20-yard line, so that'll bring up a second down and 8. Again, defensively for Merritt Island, defensive line, the 2 Schaefers, Nathan and Alex. Nathan is a defensive end. Alex is one of the defensive tackles. He's joined by Caden Chmielewski at defensive tackle, Miami Coughlin at end. 2 cornerbacks are Olson and Peterson. Linebackers, Bulati, Howell, and Walters. Free safety is Fielder. Of course, there'll be players shuffling in and out throughout the game, but those were the starters. Second and 8 from the 20-yard line. Shotgun Billingsley, 3 receivers right. Billingsley is looking right. He throws it, and it's caught, and it's going to be a touchdown. Ball is caught at the 5, and then the player scooted into the end zone, and it's the Tank. Mr. Harvey scores for Titusville. So that'll be about a 30-yard hookup from Billingsley to Harvey. And Titusville, for the third time, is out in front. We've got 9:14 to go in the third quarter. So for Billingsley, that's his second touchdown pass of the evening, and both of them have been to Harvey. One was 9 yards. That one is closer to about 30. Extra point, Russell. It is good. 9:14 to go in the ball game, and Titusville goes out in front, 21-17. We'll take a break and be back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
All right, we're back. Again, early third quarter. Titusville wasting no time getting on the scoreboard. And they have leapfrogged back in the lead over Merritt Island, 21-17. So Titusville with a kickoff. Again, their kickoff man is different than their field goal and extra point kicker. So again, this is just double checking. Yeah, it's Calvin Jorgensen who does exclusively kickoffs. Again, Russell does the extra points, and he is 3 for 3 in that category. Merritt Island with 2 men deep. I assume it's Monroe being one of them. And this will be taken at about the 6-yard line. Up to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40. Midfield. He could go all the way. Are they going to catch him? Oh! The 5-yard line. Long kickoff return. That's about a 75-yard return. I'll tell you, this guy makes big plays for Merritt Island. That was Kamar Fielder. I'll tell you, you get him into the open field and it could be lights out. But he got caught at the 5-yard line, but all of a sudden, Merritt Island will have the chance to take their second lead of the game, down 21-17. They spot it at the 4. So we've had some electrifying plays tonight. That one might be the best one so far. So Kevin Verpale leading the troops back out. Again, Elaine Adams is their primary running back, backed up by Alex Hernandez. Again, the receivers could be many people. Femi Howard, number 18. Drew Sarver, 13. Dontarius Robinson, number 4. Kamar Fielder, 6. And Keith Hamilton, number 3. First down and goal. And this will be Deshaun Thomas in the shotgun. And we got a flag, I think. This is going to go against Merritt Island. Let's see what we got. I didn't see like a false start or anything, so looked like it was kind of a stationary penalty, but again, Mystery Theater. We'll have it cleared up in a minute. Greg England, the referee, getting the word. And they're having a bit of a conversation about it, and here we go. What do we got? Oh, we got a timeout, Merritt Island. So Mystery Theater continues with the penalty. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take another break? 8:58 to go, third quarter, 21-17 in favor of Titusville. We'll be right back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily, the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisement.
All right, welcome back. Again, Matt Diesel, following the legacy of his dad, Dad, Dan, is not in a very good mood right now. He is giving it to the referee, Greg England. So this penalty, I guess, is going to be against Titusville. I still have not gotten a signal on the penalty. Maybe they lined up offside, but Matt Diesel begs to differ. So it looks like they've moved the ball to the 5-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Again, Greg England's got to do a better job to signify the penalty, but he chooses not to do it. All right, first and goal for the 5, so this helps Merritt Island. Again, Thomas is in the shotgun. Verpail lined up as a receiver, and Thomas trying to take it in. He'll be short, though. He'll gain a couple of yards to about the 3, so it'll be second and goal from the 3. So Tyler Murray really likes that play combination down near the goal line. You split the quarterback Verpail out to the left, and you give the athletic Thomas time in the backfield, and they're going to try it again. So I'm guessing Thomas is going to try and run this in. And he's going to try and run it up the middle, and he will be stopped. He might have gained 1 up to the 2, and it's going to be third down and goal from the 2. So it doesn't look like they have a play in the playbook where Thomas tries to throw the ball. I'm sure he could probably throw it a few yards, but just 2 rushes up the middle, modest yardage. And let's see, I think Verpail is going to be back at the shotgun here. Third and goal from the 2. Titusville crowd once again rise to their feet, trying to make a lot of noise for their Terriers. Adams in the backfield, in fact, a powered backfield. And the handoff goes to Adams, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. So they had a power look in the backfield. They had a bunch of guys in the backfield, including Thomas, but they handed it off to Adams. He's their money guy in the backfield. Adams scores from 2 yards out. And leapfrogging back in the lead, the Mustangs of Merritt Island, 23-21 with the extra point coming up. So 7:47 to go in the third quarter. Boy, you almost think that maybe the team that has the ball last is going to win this game. Miller extra point is good, and we'll keep it here for a moment because we got penalty flags. Got a Titusville player down on his back trying to get up. Fortunately, we haven't had any real serious injuries tonight. This is kind of our first one. But you know what? It looks like a cramp. So painful as it is, it won't be season ending. Personal foul on Titusville. That'll be marked off during the kickoff. Okay, why don't we take a quick break? 7:47 to go, third quarter, 24-21 Merritt Island. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
All right, welcome back. What a ball game we have here in Merritt Island. Who's going to win this game? We're not going to know maybe until the final gun. 24-21 Merritt Island as the Merritt Island flag guy is running up and down the field with a big MI Mustang flag. Well, he's had only 3 touchdowns tonight, so he's not getting too tired back there. But as you might expect, Merritt Island, about half-hour drive up here? Good representation from the crowd. Well, Liam Miller here should just boom it into the end zone. So personal foul, Titusville assessing the kickoff. So Liam Miller is going to kick off from the Titusville 45. If I were him, just boom it and see if he can see if he can put it through the goalpost even. So here's the kick, and yes, good night, sweet prince. Oh, you know what? He was aiming for the goalpost. He figured, you know what? Maybe I'll just try and make that. I think it hit kind of the bottom of the post. I think he missed it by that much. Anyway. I'll tell you, I think Miller is going to kick on the college level somewhere. He has got a leg. He's also the team's punter, but I think a kicker would be more appropriate for him in the future. All right, so Titusville is going to take over from their own 20, trailing 24-21 with 7:47 to go in the third quarter. They'll send 2 receivers out to the right, including Billingsley and Christian, 1 to the left. So first down for the Terriers from their own 20. Shotgun, Billingsley, looking to a 5-man line. Handoff up the middle, and no, sir. There is nothing there but white shirts. And one of the white shirts in is 24, Amari Hamilton, just a sophomore. Good tackle by him. That'll be a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for the Terriers. The tip of the ball just about touching the 20-yard line. Well, again, a beautiful evening here at Titusville High. Again, I did Sebastian River High School on the internet for 10 years, and this is my 4th year with the Space Coast Daily. I've never been to Titusville High School. I've driven by it a couple times, but it's a really nice facility, a lot of fields, and the tennis courts off to the right. I love tennis. All right, second down and actually call 10. Billingsley looking right, screen pass to Jackson, and he might have the first down as he goes out of bounds about the 30. We'll have to see where they mark it. He really tiptoed down the far sideline. And let's see where they spot the ball. Well, actually, I guess he stepped out of bounds a little bit sooner. Gain of 6. Called a 3rd down and 4 for Titusville. Again, the all-time series is Merritt Island dominating 17 wins to 2. But again, the 2 Titusville wins came last year. One in the regular season, one in the postseason, both by scores of 17 to 14. All right, Billingsley shotgun. 3rd and 5. Back to pass. He throws it over the middle. It's caught at the 35 and up to the 43-yard line. So that'll be a gain of about 18, and the ball was caught by Dion Bland. So first down for the Terriers. They'll spot it at the 44. So it'll be first down from the 44. Again, a little bit of wind tonight. I haven't talked about the wind. A little swirling wind, about 5 miles per hour, so no effect on the game. But beautiful October evening on this October the 17th. Nice breezy evening. First down from the 44 for Titusville. Handoff, Jackson up the middle, and somehow he finds a crevice up the middle, and he'll gain about 4 up to the 48. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6. I imagine Jackson, we don't really have any stats to report, but Jackson is probably over 100 yards by now. He had a 107-yard game against Vieira earlier this year. Had 609 yards rushing last year. So again, this will bring up a 2nd and call it 6 for Titusville for the 49. And again, they go back in the huddle, and it seems like every game this year it's just been the no-huddle offense. You stand at the line and you call the play, but they actually go back in the traditional huddle. So 2nd and 6 from the 49. 3 receivers out to the right, 1 to the left. Billingsley shotgun, receives it, throws it, quick little pass to Harvey. And Harvey, well, he might have gained about a half a yard. Good pursuit by the Merritt Island defensive line. Again, we mentioned the 2 Schaefers, 1 at defensive end, 1 at defensive tackle, Chmielewski and Coughlin, the 2 defensive ends. Again, the linebackers are Bulati, Howell, and Walters. Again, Howell, a great one. Over 80 tackles this year. Olsen and Peterson at the corners. Again, Peterson, he's been kind of stuck on 4 interceptions for a while, but still 4 interceptions in 7 games, not too bad. And then Kamar Fielder, who is a very talented player at free safety. So a big 3rd down play. Once again, the Titusville crowd is getting loud. 3rd and 5 right at midfield. Billingsley, swing pass to Jackson. You better pick it up. That could have been a backward pass, but they call it incomplete. I mean, when you throw a pass like that, if you're the receiver, better get on top of the ball. And Jackson got on it pretty quick, but as it turned out, it was a forward pass, incomplete. And Titusville looks like they are going to punt. And Jorgensen is going to be their punter. I think this is the first time that Titusville's punted tonight because they've gone for it on a couple of 4th downs. So Jorgensen is the team's punter. He's standing on his own 39. We got 1 man deep for Merritt Island. I'm guessing that's Fielder, who again had it is Fielder, Kamar Fielder, who had a kickoff return of about 75 yards earlier in the game. Again, this could be a punt return if he gets his hands on it. Jorgensen gets it off. Pretty good kick, not very high in the air. Fair catch, Fielder at the 15-yard line. So, you know what? Call that about a 45-yard kick for Jorgensen. So good kick by him, and it'll be Merritt Island ball here. Again, 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Let's mention our sponsors again. Erdman Automotive, the Red Zone. Again, our thanks to Health First, All Points, Forever Young of Merritt Island, and also our friends at Eastern Florida State, known as the Titans. The main campus is on Wickham Road, which you never should be on at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't care what part of Wickham Road it is. So looks like we got a timeout of the field. We'll keep it here with 4:28 to go. But again, thanks to our wonderful sponsors for making these broadcasts possible. So we've got at least 2 more Friday nights of games. And then we will likely do that Merritt Island O'Galley makeup game, which is going to be on a Tuesday. In fact, that's going to be election night. Not a general election going on, but some state elections going on around the country. So that'll be Tuesday night, November 4th. That's a very familiar date if you keep up with elections. All right, both teams coming back out to the field. And again, that'll be a big game, Merritt Island O'Galley. They got to get that game in. It'll be tough on the players to play twice a week, but you know, assuming the weather is good and there's no flooding, they'll play on Tuesday, November 4th. All right, here we go. So shotgun, Verpale, first down, and hand off to Adams. And we got a flag down, and Adams is still on his feet. You know, you got a flag, you know, geez, you know, you got a flag down. Why don't you just maybe call the play dead? Because the play's going to come back anyway. So Adams getting thrown down. Again, this is a guy that probably gets about 20, 25 carries a game, which is a lot for a high schooler. We got a holding penalty on Merritt Island. So they'll be backed up 10 yards. So it's going to be first down and about 20 when they reset the ball. And they will put it down at the 10. So for the Mustangs, moving left to right. Again, road team, white uniforms, black pants. It'll be a first down and 20 from actually inside the 10. Shotgun Verpale. We got motion far side Sarver. Quick little pass out in the flat, and that's not going to gain anything. In fact, it's going to be a loss. The ball caught by Dontarius Robinson, who has a touchdown reception tonight, but not really his fault. You know, the problem is when you throw those passes out in the flat, it's very hard to get blocking in front. And, you know, it's kind of an individual play where the receiver, you know, catches the ball and tries to make a play on his own. But Titusville would have nothing of it. They got a bunch of guys over there to take down Robinson. All right, so second down and 20. And the ball is at about the 5-yard line. They have to get all the way to the 25 for a first down. So double receivers out to the left. Shotgun Verpale. He'll hand it all up the middle. I assume that's Adams. And again, it's Rugby. So a bunch of blue taking down the Merritt Island player. And that was Adams who comes out of the pile. Yeah, Adams is a very popular guy if you're a Titusville defender. You want to get in there and get some licks in. So about 3 or 4 Titusville players were there to greet him on this mid-October night. 2:52 to go in the third quarter. Yeah, we got a good one here. It's 24-21 in favor of Merritt Island. They're trying to keep this drive alive. This will be third down and about 20. Shotgun Verpale. Back to pass. Near his own end zone, trying to get out of it. Is he going to throw it? He's doing his Fran Tarkenton imitation from 55 years ago, and he throws it away. So Verpale living dangerously on slippery ice, but he got rid of it and throws the incomplete pass, does not get the grounding. So Merritt Island will have to punt deep in their own field of play with 2:30 to go third quarter, and Titusville should get some very good field position out of this. I assume it's going to be Liam Miller punting. So this is going to be 4th down and 20. So they're punting. And let's see. Yes, it is Miller. So, Kevin Verpail, again, with being the starting quarterback, is the backup punter. But it's been mostly Miller this year. Okay, Miller's standing about 3 yards into his end zone. So we'll try and get off a booming kick. Signal's being called. Miller gets it off. Kind of a low line drive. It's going to bounce to the 45-yard line, and this is going to be a really good kick. Gets about a 5-yard roll to the 44-yard line, so I am going to call that about a 49-yard kick, which for a high schooler is really, really good. The NFL, if you don't average 40 yards a kick, you're probably not going to last in the NFL, but in high school, if you get it to 45 or 50 yards, you might have a future in college and maybe the NFL. All right, 2:19 to go, third quarter. Again, we don't know how this one's going to end. It's 24-21 in favor of Merritt Island, so Titusville will have the ball in very good field position. It'll be their own 45-yard line. So William Billingsley, the senior quarterback, back on the field. So first down for the Terriers from their own 45 is Billingsley out of the gun, looking at about a 4-man line. Howell comes into the blitz. It's a pass off to the flat, and the young man is going to be taken down. That is Dion Bland. And again, that pass out in the flat, you have trouble getting blockers in front of you, and Bland got taken down. And who's one of the players on the tackle? Well, I mentioned his name, Kamar Fielder. So Kamar Fielder was out there along with 28. I like this guy's name, Roman Mingo. You got Roman Anthony of the Red Sox. You got Roman Mingo. Rhymes with bingo and lingo. All right, second down from the 40 for Titusville. So they lost 5 in that play. 2nd and 15 for the Terriers from their own 40. Double receivers, right and left. Billingsley shotgun. Taking a little bit of time to get the play off here. He looks into a 3-man line. Here comes the snap. There it is. Billingsley looking to the right. He throws it. Complete to Harvey. Up to the 50 and to the 49-yard line. So give it a gain of 11. Billingsley to Harvey as he gets into Merritt Island territory at the 49. So picking up pretty good yardage, but still they're going to be about 5 yards shy of a first down. Quickly moving third quarter. We have exactly 1 minute to go. Again, it was 17-14 at halftime in favor of Merritt Island, and it's 24-21 in favor of Merritt Island. So not much scoring in that third quarter. But don't leave us, because the fourth quarter should be very interesting. There goes the train along the tracks out in the background. You might be able to hear it. Third down and 5. That must be the 9 o'clock special through Titusville. Direct snap up the middle. And very close to the first down. I think he missed it by about a yard. They will likely go for it. And let's see who comes off the pile. Well, whoever it is, he's on his back and he's hurt. So we'll keep it here. We'll pause at the end of the third quarter, which has only 15 seconds remaining. Oh, again, great crowd out here at Titusville High School. And again, Merritt Island, probably about a half-hour drive up here. Much smaller stands over there, and there a lot of seats are full over there. Of course, Merritt Island has a great history, a couple of state titles back in yesteryear. Tyler Murray, a Merritt Island graduate, the head coach in his 4th year. And again, he's done a good job with the program. Again, you're not going to be like Coco and win a state title every year. You just want to be relevant and in the playoffs if you could make it. And Tank Harvey, the injured player, it looks like he's okay. He's kind of walking off the field on his own power. And, if Harvey can't return, that would be a monumental loss for the Terriers, because he has been all over the field tonight. So he takes his helmet off. He doesn't look like he's very happy, but they'll check him out. All right, the clock is running, 10 seconds to go. Ooh, update from Coco. Coco really needs this win. They're up 20-0 in the third quarter against the Villages Charter. Well, that's the end of the third quarter here at Titusville. The third quarter score, we got a good one here. It is Merritt Island 24 and Titusville 20. We'll take a break and be back. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit Palm Bay Fair.
All right, we are live back at Al Wernicke Field. This is the fourth quarter. Again, J.C. Meyerhold, Zach Clark, and Nathan Quinter on hand to bring you what's turned out to be a pretty exciting game. Again, Titusville 3-4, looking to get to the 500 mark. And again, Merritt Island, a good season for them. They are 5-2. You know, for Merritt Island, their only losses were on the road at the land, 57-51. And then their opener against Cocoa was a hard loss in overtime, 30-24. So they've that DeLand ball club is really good. So the two Merritt Island losses have been to some really good teams. And again, Cocoa is up 20-0 over the Village's Charter, and you know, barring a collapse, I don't think they'll collapse like my New York Mets did down the September stretch. But you know, Cocoa should hold on for the win, you would think. There are collapses and there are collapses. All right, here we go. It's fourth down. And less than a yard, direct snap, first down and more, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, and they pushed him just out of bounds inside the 5-yard line, about a 40-yard run, and that's Kamari Jackson, I believe. Yeah, Kamari Jackson. So it was 4th and inches. And Kamari Jackson figured, well, the heck with that. I'll just take it 40 yards. And he does to the 5-yard line. So Titusville trailing by 3. We're 9 seconds into the fourth quarter. They are looking to take the lead. Big number 57 checking in for Titusville. That's another mystery player. Okay. So we'll forget about that. Power backfield. Wow. Direct snap. Jackson up the middle. Jackson might be in. I'm waiting for a signal. He is in. Touchdown. Titusville. 4-yard run. Kamari Jackson. A direct snap. And he took it up the middle and found enough of a hole to get it into the end zone. So on the second play of the fourth quarter, Jackson scores. And Titusville regains the lead. 11:28 to go in the game. Here comes the extra point by Eli Russell. Signal's being called. Kick is up. The kick is good. Timeout of the field. We have had a lot of lead changes, particularly the last 3 quarters. And right now with 11:28 to go in the ball game, it is Titusville 28, Merritt Island 24. We'll pause and be back. You're watching the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily, the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day. And all at no charge, thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our...
All right, welcome back. We got quite a ball game here at Titusville High. The Terriers of Titusville have taken the lead 28-24. So Kamari Jackson has 2 touchdown runs tonight. One of them came in the second quarter on a 1-yard run, and this one was a 4-yard run. So Jackson having quite a game, and I got to imagine, again, we don't have any stats available, but likely over 100 yards. So Titusville will kick off. We'll see how Merritt Island responds. So this will be Calvin Jorgensen. Again, he does exclusively kickoffs, and he's only had 1 punt tonight, and he's also the punter. Here we go. Kind of a pooch kick. It's not an onside kick, but only goes about 20 yards, and the Merritt Island player does a smart thing. That is an oblong object. Just fall on it, and he does, and Merritt Island have pretty decent field position. It'll be about the 35-yard line. So again, this game really could literally go down to the very end. I mean, several lead changes. I mean, there really hasn't been much more of a deficit in this game than 7 points, and now the deficit is 4 points. So the Mustangs go back to work with Kevin Verpail. He'll be out of the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Again, a first down from their own 35. Looking into a 4-man line. We got motion near side. And it'll be a fake jet sweep. And Verpail, well, he doesn't get much, but got something really out of nothing. The jet sweep, I guess, wasn't there. And Verpail drew the ball back. And you know what? He gained a yard. I mean, that could have been a loss. So, again, smart play by Verpail. And actually, maybe I'll give him a gain of 2, called 2nd and 8. And again, Merritt Island, they really don't huddle. They just stand over the ball, no huddle. Now they're ready to snap it. They do. Verpail, quick pass out to the 40, and still on his feet. There's a fumble. Let's see. I think Merritt Island got it, but I won't mortgage my house on it. I think they got it back. It was fumbled forward about 4 yards, and I think it was Sarver who he didn't catch the pass, but he literally fell on the ball, and Merritt Island will get a first down. I mean, that ball was really ripped out, and it danced for about 4 yards in the open green. So big break for the Mustangs. They will hold on to the ball, and the ball's right at midfield. First down, shotgun Verpail. Has Adams beside him, and he hands it off to Adams, big hole, and Adams will stumble forward for about a 14-yard gain. When in doubt, give it to Allen Adams. And Adams, like Kamari Jackson, is probably closing in on that 100-yard mark. So again, no huddle. Merritt Island quickly will line up. It'll be a first down from the Titusville 36. Handoff Adams again up the middle. He's going to have another first down. So I'll tell you, several players having impacts tonight. I mean, Jackson for Titusville and Adams for Merritt Island. That'll be about a 15-yard gain and another first down, consecutive first downs for the Mustangs. We've got 10:15 to go in the game. Titusville 28, Merritt Island 24. And we got a timeout in the field, and why don't we take a break? 10:14 to go in the ball game. It's Titusville 28, Merritt Island 24. We'll pause and be back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
All right, we are back off a timeout. I'm not sure who called that timeout. Usually you don't want to call them too early with 10:14 to go, but sometimes you got to call it in a critical situation. And again, Merritt Island kind of with the momentum going here in this drive. It'll be a first down from the Titusville 25. Verpail shotgun with Adams beside him. And Verpail keeps it. Play fake. Ball down the field, incomplete. That looked like a timing pattern. It was intended for Femi Howard. Maybe there was some miscommunication on that because Howard kind of stopped and Verpail threw it over his head. So that'll bring up a second down and 10, the ball touching the 25-yard line. So again, only one score so far in this fourth quarter, the Jackson 4-yard run, which just happened a moment ago. And again, that's given... That's allowed it to be 28-24. You know, we got 2 men in motion. This is not the Canadian Football League. I guess they're going to let it go. Hand off to Adams. And Adams will be taken down. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by that Titusville defensive line. One of the ones getting in, Zamarius Brown from his linebacker position. The big Z, I haven't mentioned his name at all yet tonight. All right, Merritt Island with a third down and 10 from the Titusville 25. And again, the Terrier crowd is getting loud here at Al Wernicke Field. 9:25 to go in the game. Both teams are kind of standing around, or we could have a timeout because the play clock might run out here. Okay, Greg England, the official, saying let's go. So 3rd down and 10 from the 25. Shotgun, Verpail, back to pass. He's looking, the ball caught, and he just got the 1st down. Gain of 11, and the ball was caught by another key player for Merritt Island. They have a bunch of them skill-wise who are really good. We talk about this guy quite a bit, Deshaun Thomas with the reception. Gain of about 11, and just got past the chain stick. So 1st down for Merritt Island. So 1st down from the 15. Power backfield. Hernandez is in. He'll get the handoff from Verpail. And again, Hernandez not a guy playing as much this year as he did last year, but he'll gain about 5 yards or so as they put the ball down at the 10, it looks like. Called about a gain of 4, called 2nd and 6. Hernandez stays on the field, giving Adams a break. Verpail shotgun. Here comes the snap. And handoff to Hernandez up again. This time Hernandez is stopped. With forward progress, he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively for Titusville, checking in is Lonnie DeJonks. He is a big guy. Checking out is another big guy. 71, Diego Collins. So one guy, big in for another big guy. All right, this will be a 3rd down. So the line of scrimmage is at 12. They have to get to about the 5 for the 1st. So for Merritt Island, called a 3rd down and 5 from about the 12. 2 receivers out to the left. Verpail will keep it. He's throwing. He's running out to the right. He will throw it on the run. And it's incomplete. Oh, it should have been caught. Incomplete. That was Adams. Oh, my goodness, that was a Christmas present about 2 months early, and he dropped the ball. He was pretty much wide open. Sometimes your eyeballs get a little bit too big when it looks like an easy catch, and he just could not gather it in. It's 4th down, and here comes Liam Miller for a field goal. It'll draw Merritt Island closer if he makes it. It's 28-24, and again, Miller, he has a field goal tonight. He is 7 for 9 on the year. And this one for him should be a chip shot. The spot is the 20. This will be a 30-yard attempt with Verpail holding. The kick is up, line drive, and it is good. Liam Miller, his 2nd field goal of the evening. Oh, we got whistles. Let's see. Was there a penalty? Okay, let's see what we have here. All right, Greg England about to make this penalty call. Personal foul, Titusville. Okay, this is always a very interesting decision no matter what the level of football. Do you take the field goal off the board and do you go for the touchdown? Usually you don't like to take points off the scoreboard. If it would have tied the game, maybe Merritt Island would just say, we'll take the field goal, but this is too much to resist. So wipe off the field goal. It would have been a good one for Miller, but a personal foul penalty on Titusville, that is not very smart. You just can't do that kind of stuff. So automatic 1st down, and it'll be 1st and goal from the 9. So the Mustangs, with the benefit of the penalty, will carry on here. Handoff Adams. Adams very close to the end zone. I think he's just short. So he'll gain about 8. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 2. Well, again, Merritt Island, if they get a touchdown here, can jump back out in front. There'll still be plenty of time for Titusville. Probably be under about 7 minutes to go. So I'll tell you, this is one of the more exciting games we've done this year at Space Coast Daily. This one it's had probably about 4 or 5 lead changes. It's hard to keep up. All right, 2nd and goal from about the 3. Handoff Adams trying to get in the end zone, and I think he's in. Yes, sirree. Touchdown, a 3-yard touchdown run by Alan Adams. And once again, Merritt Island is out in front, with 6:43 to go in the game. So Adams scores his second touchdown of the night. He had a 2-yard run in the third quarter, and that was about a 3-yard run. So for Adams on the year, I've got him with 9 touchdowns cumulative. All right, Miller on for the extra point, and this is an important kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good because that gives Merritt Island a 3-point lead, 31-28. So let's pause. We got a good one here. 6:43 to go, 31-28. Merritt Island. We will pause. Be back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
Yep. All right, welcome back. 6:43 to go. Liam Miller lining up for another kickoff as the Merritt Island flag person is getting more of a workout running that Merritt Island flag up and down the track here at Titusville High. So 31-28 Merritt Island. Miller with a kickoff, and this one is going to be in the end zone. That'll be an automatic touchback. So Miller getting off one of his longer kickoffs of the night, and that'll be that'll come out to the 20-yard line. That was 23 taking the kick, and that was Andrew Anderson. But not allowed to bring it out. Once it's kicked into the end zone in high school, it's an automatic touchback. So 6:41 to go. I want to say each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Again, I think each team used a timeout earlier. So they're in pretty good shape in that department. Well, again, if you're the Terriers, you want about a 6-minute and 30-second drive here to win the game. So Titusville down by 3. Billingsley calling signals once again out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right on first down for the 20. Howell shows blitz but backs off. Handoff up the middle. That'll be about a 3-yard gain. And that is Kamari Jackson, who's had a big night tonight coming off the pile. Called a gain of 1, I guess. No, you know what? Called a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. So called 2nd and 8 for Titusville from their own 22-yard line. The clock continues to run. 6:15 to go. Again, Titusville, one of the few teams in the area that actually has a traditional huddle. And they're kind of taking their time there. They don't want to take too much time because if they have to punt the ball away, they want to have enough time for maybe another drive. 6 minutes to go. 2nd and 8 from the 22 for the Terriers. Triple receivers out to the right. Billingsley with the snap. Back to pass. Looking deep down the field. And it's going to be incomplete. He was trying to hit Anderson on a fly pattern. And back deep for Merritt Island was 28, Roman Mingo. Good coverage by Roman. Do as the Romans do. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 from the 22. Again, Billingsley, senior quarterback, he's got a pretty good arm. I think he's only thrown 1 pass to his younger brother, Brian. He did hit him 1 time in the first half. I don't think they've connected since. So 3rd down and 8 for Titusville from their own 22. Receivers out to the left are Bland and Billingsley, the younger Billingsley. 2 receivers out to the right, 3rd and 8 from the 22. Shotgun Billingsley, back to pass. Looking left, and the ball is incomplete. So incomplete. Good defending. Once again, Roman Mingo, one of the many white shirts in the area, and that pass was intended for Brian Billingsley, the younger brother of the quarterback, William. So he was targeted, but could not get it, and, well, Titusville's going to have to punt here. They really can't go for this. They can't chance it. It's 4th and 8 for the 22, so Calvin Jorgensen comes out to punt. So he's got to get off a good kick here, and the Titusville defense going to be called upon here, assuming there's no fumbles or anything, to stop Merritt Island and try and get the ball back, but it's a little dicey with 5:43 to go. Okay, Jorgensen gets off the kick, kind of a short kick. He might get a pretty good roll here. You know, it'll get about a 10-yard roll, and it'll go down to the 37-yard line. So call that about a 43-yard kick with about a 10-yard assist on the roll. So it pretty much comes down to this for Titusville when you're trailing 31-28 with 5:32 to go. I mean, if Merritt Island gets 1 or certainly 2 first downs, this game could be over. If Titusville allows 1 first down and can get Merritt Island off the field, they should get the ball back with at least 2 or 3 minutes to go. So we'll see what happens. So both teams huddling on the respective side of the field. Again, Cocoa at last check was winning 20-0 off the Villages Charter. We'll see if we can get an update on that. I don't think Cocoa's going to blow that lead. I mean, some teams in the NFL do blow 20-point leads, but not Cocoa, 4th quarter. And they are blanking the Villages Charter, who evidently is a very good ball club out of the Villages. Undefeated. Well, Cocoa's looking to lay the first loss on the Villages. Again, that is a district game. That's a faraway district opponent, a good 2.5 hours. All right, the Mustangs will line up. It'll be a first down from their own 35. Again, they're up 31-28. I would think they would try and keep the ball on the ground here and try and chew up some of that clock. Shotgun Verpale. And has Adams to his left, and he hands it off to Adams. And Adams barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they're going to give him 1, 2nd and 9 from the 36. Clock ticking, 5:15 to go. So Titusville might be able to allow 1 first down, but if they allow 2, this game could end. Well, again, it's a no huddle, but the Mustangs just standing out there for Pale, getting the information from head coach Tyler Murray. They send 2 receivers out to the right. It's Robinson and Howard. Adams remains in the backfield. He'll be just behind Verpale on this 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs from their own 36. So Verpale in the shotgun. Again, the Titusville crowd is getting loud and proud. Verpale will hand it off the middle to Adams, and Adams with a nice run, and he'll gain about 7 up to the 42-yard line. So this brings up what could be the play of the game. They have to get to just over the 45, so call this a 3rd down and 3. If you're Titusville, you really need to get a stop here, and then you could put Merritt Island into the situation of whether they would go for it on 4th and short. So this has been a very good football game without the penalties. We've got 4 minutes to go. Mustangs line up, but they're in the no huddle, but they're just standing around trying to call the right play here on 3rd down and 3 from the 43. Handoff, Adams. He's going to be, he pushes forward. He gets the first down. We got a penalty flag. We'll have to check on this flag. Adams should have been stopped for no gain. But again, churning those young legs that these high school players have, he got some yardage, and let's see what the call is here. I have no idea. Greg England, the head referee, will unravel the mystery here in a moment. Well, he's picking the flag up. I think he's going to call something here. And what is it? Assist. Wow. Okay. Oh, sideline warning. Okay. I thought maybe it was assisting the runner, but you can assist a runner because the Eagles have the tush push going, which again I dislike a lot. A sideline warning, really? Wow. Okay. I guess you have to call that, but now it's 3rd down and 6. So never a good time to get a sideline warning, but Merritt Island gets it here. Still a makeable play, but it's 3rd and 6 from their own 39. We got motion near side. That is Robinson. Now he lines up at the left side. Verpale still looking for guidance from the sideline. If they don't get this play off, they might have to call a timeout. the play clock must be running down. You've got 25 seconds to snap the ball. And what do we have? We've got a delay. Oh, getting the play in is so critical at this juncture of the game with 3:02 to go and you're up by 3. I don't know, is Merritt Island calling a timeout? Players are going to the sidelines, so we got a timeout on the field. Why don't we keep it here? I'll go over our sponsors again. Erdman Automotive, the Red Zone, Health First. Also our thanks to All Points, Forever Young of Merritt Island, and also Eastern Florida State. Well, I'll tell you, that's one of the quicker timeouts that we've seen, if it was a timeout. So this could be the play of the game. 3rd and 10 for Merritt Island from their own 35. If Titusville gets a stop here, they can get the ball back. Hand off Adams, and Adams will be wrapped up and taken down. The Blue Swarm getting in on that stop. It was 0, 2, and 4. 0 Harvey, 2 Brown, 4 Jabari Green. And now we got a timeout, Titusville. Why don't we take a break? 2:47 to go in the ball game. 31-28 Merritt Island. We'll be right back. This is the high school football game of the week on Space Coast Daily.
Enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson Fairgrounds at I-95 and Palm Bay Road. Enjoy unlimited state fair rides, funnel cakes, games, puppet show, petting zoo, haunted house, and hay rides. Admission only $7. Children under 36 inches, military, and seniors over 65 get free admission. Take the family and enjoy unlimited rides at the Palm Bay Fair October 17th through the 26th at Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay. Visit palmbayfair.com.
All right, we are back. 2:47 to go in the ball game. And again, 31-28 Merritt Island. It's going to be 4th down, so Merritt Island's going to have to punt. So Liam Miller, he's gotten a good workout tonight with field goals, extra points, and punting. So he's standing on his own 19. It's 4th and 10 from your own 34. And, yeah, you got to punt this away. So I believe that's Christian back deep for Titusville to receive this punt. Standing on his own 25. Miller gets it off, kind of a wobbly line drive. And it'll take a modest bounce to about the 28-yard line. So call that about a 33-yard punt. All right, so the Terriers, I believe they only have one timeout remaining, 2:38 to go. So if you're Titusville here, I mean, you got to get a good drive going here. If it should stall, then you probably have to kick a field goal. And if you don't leave Merritt Island enough time, we could have the overtime and what's called the Kansas tiebreaker here in Florida. But, of course, a touchdown could likely win it because there's only 2:38 to go, and Merritt Island probably would have little time to respond. So Titusville just has to put together one of their best drives of the year to try and win this game for this adoring home crowd. So Billingsley will be lining up the troops. Again, traditional huddle here. They'll send 2 receivers out to the right, including, well, 2 guys. Shotgun, Billingsley. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Oh, it's a direct snap to, it's Harvey. Harvey brings it up to the 35-yard line. He'll gain about 5. Oh, he got a flag down. Okay. So Billingsley was actually lined up as a wide receiver, much like Verpale has done a few times for Merritt Island, and it was Harvey on the direct snap. I get the feeling this is going to be against Titusville, but I could be wrong. What do we got? Personal foul. Oh, boy. A personal foul in the offense. That should never, ever happen. You know, personal fouls are usually like late hits, but you can't get that on the offense. But these are high school kids. They make mistakes, and Titusville is going to be pushed back at a very inopportune time with 2:30 to go, and they need at least 3 points, a field goal, to try and get this game in overtime. And again, the officials are kind of being slow. Mark off the penalty. Titusville already drawing back, and here they go. They're going to mark it off. You know, again, a personal foul, that is 15 yards. That is huge. So they put the ball down at the 14-yard line. They have to get to the 38. So it's going to be still first down, but it's going to be first down and about 24. That's kind of an odd combination, but that's what we got. Billingsley shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Billingsley awaiting the snap. He gets it. Back to pass. Going near side, incomplete. Well, they might have been not on the same page. The pass was intended for Harvey. It looked like he was going to cut inside, and Billingsley threw it to the outside toward his own sideline. So that might have been miscommunication, which, you certainly can't do right now when you're trying to push the ball up the field. So this will bring up a 2nd and 24 for Titusville. The ball just about touching the 15-yard line. Again, they have to get to the 38 to get a first. 2:14 to go. And certainly this would be 4-down territory for the Terriers if they keep it on this side of the field. Shotgun Billingsley, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Billingsley looking over the middle. It's going to be incomplete. It was overthrown for Bland, and nice double coverage. Devontae Peterson and Roman Mingo on the double coverage of the sophomore Dion Bland. All right, let's see. I don't think we have a penalty. All right, 3rd down and a taxi ride. So this is 4-down territory. I mean, there's only 2:09 to go. If you're, if you're Titusville, you're down by 3. You can't really afford to punt the ball away. A first down would end the game if Merritt Island gets it back. So what you have to do is you have to set up a reasonable 4th down play. Right now it's 3rd and 24. So maybe try and pick up between 15 and 20 yards and give yourself a realistic shot at converting a 4th down. They are 2 for 2 in their 4th downs tonight, though, so they could do it. But you got to have reasonable yardage, and we got a timeout. Timeout, Merritt Island. All right, we'll keep it here. Again, 2:09 remaining. Again, it looks like Coco's going to pick up a win tonight, a big one for them against the Villages Charter. But here, who knows how this one is going to turn out. It is still up for grabs. Well, again, a festive atmosphere out here. The cheerleaders entertaining this crowd. Merritt Island has their crowd on the far side, the band making the trip. So, this is what high school football should be around the country. It's a Friday night. You should never play college football on a Friday night, but there are some. Miami's playing Louisville tonight. And Miami's losing. Wow, well, I wish both teams could lose because I don't think you should be playing college football on a Friday night. It's bad enough we got Thursday night games. So I don't know why they do that, but, trying to make a little money, I guess. I think Friday should be given to the high schools all across America. Anyway, coming off the timeout. Again, this will be a 3rd down and about 24 for the Titusville Terriers from their own 14. So again, try and pick up significant yardage here and set yourself up for a 4th down where you're going to have to go for it. All right, double receivers, right and left. Billingsley, shotgun, awaiting the snap. He has it. Back to pass. Pretty good protection. Throws over the middle. It's caught. And taken down will be 23. That is Andrew Anderson. Well, Titusville is giving themselves a chance. The clock running with 1:50 to go. They didn't get a first down, but you know what? They picked up about 19, and now they've got a shot here. It's going to be 4th and 4. It's not going to be easy, but at least they give themselves a reasonable chance. Well, if Merritt Island gets a stop here, they should win the game. If Titusville gets the first, we will go on here. Shotgun, Billingsley, back to pass, rolling out right, throws it, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. He probably should have just let it go down, but too much to resist. Ethan Holt with the interception. I don't see any flags on the field, and the Merritt Island sideline is celebrating, and I think they got this one in the bag. Boy, they're a happy bunch of Mustangs, and they're a bunch of dejected Terriers as they come off the field. And the Merritt Island crowd celebrating as well. So Ethan Holt, who I really haven't called his name tonight, but he's been one of the impact players this year defensively for the Mustangs, and he picks up the clinching interception. And now if you're Merritt Island, it should be 3 downs and a cloud of dust, and take a happy bus ride for about 25 minutes back to Merritt Island, depending on traffic, but traffic shouldn't be of a concern tonight. All right, so Verpale comes down, which should be the victory formation. I think Titusville is out of timeouts. If they have one, even one is not going to help them here. All right, so first down for Merritt Island from the 43-yard line. And Verpale will get a little bit of yardage, gets a little bump, but I think that was just incidental. And the clock will continue to run. We've got 1:10 to go in the game, and Merritt Island, assuming no snafus here, will move to 6-2 on the year. Verpale is in no hurry. Under a minute to go. I mean, no reason to pass the ball here. I mean, he's got a very talented running back in Adams, so you can do a quarterback sneak or just hand it off to Adams. He's had some nice runs tonight, probably close to 100 yards in rushing, along with Kamari Jackson of Titusville. They're going to use a bit of the clock here. All right, up the middle is Verpale, and Verpale, you just hope he doesn't get hurt. He'll gain about 8, and that should do it. I don't think Merritt Island has to run another play, and why run it and risk a fumble? So the Merritt Island Mustangs, they're actually going to improve to 5-2. They kind of jumped the gun. I gave them an extra win. Because, again, they had not played for 2 weeks. Because they've been off, and that is going to do it. So a big win for the Merritt Island Mustangs on the road. Great effort by both teams, but Merritt Island wins it by the score of 31-28. So they improved to 5-2, and Titusville is trying to get up to the 500 mark, but instead they fall 2-3-5. All right, we're going to sign off. We're going to get some post-game interviews, so tune in later for that here at SpaceCoastDaily.com. My thanks to Zach Clark and also to Nathan Quinter for their help tonight. So the Mustangs win it over Titusville, 31-28. J.C. Meyer signing off. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next week. Good night.